Hi everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are on ELA mini lesson number 24, and today what we are going to do is we're going to talk about sequencing in an informational text. Let's get started. Let's learn about sequencing. Here we go. Alright, so we are going to talk about sequencing today. So we're going to talk about sequencing in an informational text. You can sequence events in a story, but you can also sequence things that are happening in an informational text. So when we're talking about sequencing, we are putting the events in time order in which they took place. So when we're thinking about sequencing, always think of kind of a clock, right? What happens early in the day, in the afternoon, and then in the nighttime. Talking about sequencing in the order that things happen. It can happen per day, per week, per month. When we talk about sequencing, what we do is we use this thing called transition words. So transition words, we use transition words to show how the events took place over time. So I have a bunch of examples down here of transition words. We have next, finally, last, suddenly, at last, then, second, as soon as, first, in the end, eventually. So typically when we see transition words, if you notice, all of them are capitalized. Usually we see the transition words or, a couple words. Usually we see them at the beginning of the sentence to let you know that you're in a transition of time, that you're sequencing an event. So when we're talking about sequencing, all we're doing is putting things in time order or in order in which they occur. So we're going to go look for that in our text right now. Here we go. All right, so we're going to practice identifying sequencing words here today. So you need your spending time and money, and you need your homeschool packet. Let's open up to today's page and read the directions. So let's move it over. Okay, the directions say, reread paragraphs 5 and 6 of Let It Grow, the booming business of farmers markets. Annotate words and phrases that show sequence. That's what we just talked about. Then complete the chart with the signal word phrases and then tell what the purpose is for each connection. Okay, so what we're going to do is go read paragraphs 5 and 6 and identify some sequencing. What you can see right here is there's 1, 2, 3 sequences in paragraph 5 and 2 sequences in paragraph 6. When we're talking about words or phrases that show sequence, what we're talking about is back at my anchor chart, we're looking for what is called transition words. So remember we talked about transition words, how we know that a sequence is going to happen. So we're going to write the transition words right here, and then we're going to talk about the purpose. What is the purpose of this transition word? How is it going to show us with our sequence of events? So we're going to go read paragraph 5 right now, and we're going to look for sequence words. So turn to your page. Paragraph 5 is on page 7. Here we go. Okay, to show how do farmers markets work? Early in the morning, trucks arrive at the local plaza or designated spot. Okay. The trucks are packed with countless fruits, vegetables, and other goods. First, the farmers park their trucks. Next, they begin to unload their produce. Okay, remember, there are 3 words. There are 3 transition words here. This one we've seen before is next. There's 1. We have first. There's 2. There's also a third one. The third one is what happens before all this. Before the farmers park their trucks and before they begin to unload the produce, what do they do? Early in the morning, the trucks arrive at the local plaza or designated spots. All right? So what happens when we have transition words is now we can put them in sequence order. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to number them. 1, what happens for the number 1? They arrive, the trucks arrive. The trucks are packed with countless fruits and vegetables. So this is just details right here. Then first, farmers park trucks. After that, what they do, sequence number 3. So this is the first thing, they have to arrive, then they park. Next, they begin to unload their produce, so unload. All right, so look at what we did there. We were able to identify the transition words, and then we were able to just quickly sequence what was happening. We know what happens first, second, and third. Okay, so what you need to do is go copy and paste these transition words onto our graphic organizer. So for the first one right here, write down, copy and paste early in the morning. Go. Okay, now we have to talk about the purpose. What is the purpose of this transition word right here? Think about it. What happens here is what this first transition word does is it begins or starts our sequence of events at the farmer's market. So it starts the sequence of events at the market. All right, so then we have to copy and paste our next transition word. So we went early in the morning, so now you have to go to transition word first. So copy and paste first right here. And then we have to find the purpose. Okay, so the purpose to this one is connecting to the previous statements of the trucks arriving and then telling the first thing that happened. So it connects to previous statement and then says the first thing. So it connects to the previous statement, this one, and then it says the first thing that happens at the farmer's market. Our next transition word that we talked about is next. So write next right here. And then we're going to write the purpose. So the purpose is to tell what is happening after this one. So to tell what is happening after you park the truck. Okay, so this is what should happen. So we have our transition word, we have the purpose. We have the transition word, we have the purpose. Notice how all the purposes connect, right? We start with the first thing, then we go to this one, and then we go to this one. This is time order. It's a timeline or it is in time order. So let's go back. Now we have to go to paragraph 6 and look, we're finding 2 more transition words. So what I'm going to happen is I'm going to help you find the transition words, and then you're going to fill out the transition words and then the purpose for those words. So let's go. We're going to paragraph 6. Okay, so last thing that had happened, remember, is they unload the truck. Now we go here and it says, the farmers then arrange their produce on spotless stands. Once the produce is displayed, the farmers hang signs. The signs list their products and prices. Okay, the farmers then arrange the produce in the stands. So sequence number 4 is they arrange things. So when they mean arrange, they like put everything out on display, and then so they arrange that. Once the product is displayed, once the produce is displayed, the farmers hang out the signs. Okay, so this is our next transition word right here. Once the produce is displayed, what do they do after that? The farmers hang out signs. They hang signs. So this is a transition word because it's going back to the original one. So once the produce is displayed, referring back to the thing that happened previous, this is what happens next. So you need to go ahead and copy and paste those 2 sequence words or transition words, and then write the purpose for them. Go. And the last thing that we need to do is answer the question on the bottom. It says, what happens just before the farmers hang up signs? What happens before they hang up signs. Answer the question on the bottom and log it in your homeschool log. Go. Alright, and thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you understand a little bit more about what sequencing is in an informational text. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.